Hello, welcome to Faces of VJ, a podcast proudly brought to you by Victorians as we share with you more about our personal journey via Victoria. I'm Joshua, and with me, I have Amsha, Varsha, Jishin, and Shabit. Hi guys!
Hi!
So today our friends here will be sharing more about their CCA experiences, specifically about the cultural clubs here in VJ. So before we begin, let us get you guys to introduce yourselves and your CCAs first.
Hi guys, I'm Amsha and I'm from the Malay Cultural Society.
Hi, I'm Basha and I'm from the Indian Cultural Society.
Hi guys, I'm Shobit from the Japanese Club.
Hi everyone, I'm Jishan from the Chinese Cultural Society.
Hi guys. So let's kick this off with a brief introduction and to give our listeners more information about our specific CCAs.
So I start first. Here in MCS, right, we learn about the different aspects of the Malay culture, and like through this experience, we really bond with each other. And I feel that me and my CCA mates are a tight bunch as we learn together about the Malay culture. Yeah.
In ICS, right, we learn more about the various cultures and traditions, and we're also able to showcase our culture through our annual ICS night, which I would say is one of the main reasons that I joined VJ.
So for Japanese Club, we allow people here to explore and to share more about Japanese culture, and that way, while doing activities and initiating different presentations, we bond together and we mingle around, forming a small but passionate community along the way.
Okay, so for me, CCS is a very close family, and together we share, discuss, and promote Chinese culture. And here in VJ, we also have many precious opportunities to hold events and performances to showcase ourselves and showcase Chinese culture, both inside and outside school.
Wow. I mean, all of your CCAs sound really interesting to me. But one thing I noticed from all of your sharings is that all of you have mentioned something along the lines of tight-knitted community or family within your CCAs. And I think that's really nice. But would each of you like to share some unique experiences that your CCA has to offer?
Yeah, I think we have quite a few unique activities in CCS, and one of them would be the e-publication written in Chinese. And basically, it's a yearly digital magazine unique in VJ. And Victorians can write stories, poems, and many other forms of writings. And it is very fun to see different writing styles and hear different voices. And usually we also have interviews with Victorians during different school events. And then we add in the transcripts to the magazine. And every year we can design the topics, collect and edit all the writings.
Okay, so you know all the writings that you mentioned earlier on, right? This form an e-publication, am I right?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, what are some of the possible topics that you guys have done in this e-publication?
Okay, so last year, because of the COVID situation, and we didn't have many school events to talk about. And so we thought we can specially design a topic about Victorians' life in the circuit breaker period, which for me are also very precious memories. And it's very heartwarming to see how we survived the hard time together. And we also create a long story together and write poems to show appreciation and encouragement to everyone.
That's very nice. I mean, they would surely have appreciated that. So how about you, Basha?
Well, it's something like a musical performance, but it's really so much more fun. It pretty much revolves around a main storyline with many dance and song items incorporated in it. It's really fun and really gives you a lot of opportunities for you to bond with your CCA mates, especially during the preparation time leading up to ICS night. Although ICS night did not happen last year, I was still fortunate to be involved in the preparation for about 1 month before the circuit breaker. And I must really say, it was really enjoyable for me to be able to go through the rehearsals and really get to know my CCA mates.
Wow. Okay, not gonna lie, that sounds really fun to me. I really hope that we get to experience it this year.
Yeah, I really hope so too.
Okay, so anyways, what about you, Amsha?
For Malay Cultural Society, right, I think going out on Hari Raya outings with my other CCA members would be a very exciting experience. Because MCS, we accept anyone regardless of race. So many of our members may not have experienced Hari Raya in like its entirety. So like because of these Hari Raya outings, right, they get to really immerse themselves in like this festive occasion. However, in 2020, we didn't really get a chance to experience it because of COVID. but instead, right, our seniors, they shared stories about their experience in the Hari Raya outings, and they also show us like photos of their like gatherings, and so like we know that it will be an experience that's really fruitful for the members, and like I hope that in 2021 we get to experience it. Yeah.
That's really nice to hear. I mean, given the COVID situation, y'all really made the best out of it. And all of your CCAs really sound interesting. Anyway, Shobit, please share with us some of your unique experiences JCS has to offer.
For our club, I think the most unique thing that we usually do every year has to be the hosting of the overseas Japanese school students. So for this one, what we do is that they come over to Singapore for these exchange programs. Then we invite them over to our club. Then they sit in with some of our CCA sessions. They learn more about what we do as Japanese club here in VJ. And then along with that, in the end, we get them to do presentations as well for us based on their school and whatever they do. So, however, due to the COVID situation this year, we were not able to host them physically. But don't worry, because we may be able to host them online next year.
Okay. I mean, it seems that each CCA has something very unique to offer. And that brings me to my next question. So if each CCA sounds exciting to me, is there a possibility or should I join multiple CCAs?
Well, actually CCA and VJC is not compulsory and students actually have an option to join a CCA or not. However, there are many students who have at least 2 CCAs in VJ. And I think one of the main reasons they all join at least 2 CCAs is because it really helps to broaden their student life and allows them to experience the unique and diverse CCA culture in VJ. And I think personally, it would sort of add flavour to your JC experience.
Exactly, Varsha. In fact, many Victorians do join multiple CCAs to, build an interest and to explore different kinds of fields.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, I joined basketball at MCS. So like, basketball is a sport that I have special interest in. So when I joined both basketball and MCS, right, I have like both a sport-based CCA and like a club-based CCA. So I feel like it really helped me like broaden my experience. And with that, I can share like memories with many like-minded individuals. So I really feel super blessed because I get to experience best of both worlds here.
I'm sure, I tell you, the way you've described having multiple CCAs, there's no doubt every student wants to take up more than one CCA. But if that's the case, how do you juggle your studies and CCA?
Let me like share with you what I learned from my teacher. So like I learned that it's quite important for you to inquire about the commitment levels of like the various CCAs that you're interested in, and like plan a schedule where you can allocate adequate time for like revision and like completing your schoolwork. So personally for me, I know that on days where I have training, I'll be very tired after the training sessions. So I make sure that I complete my work during breaks before my training, so that after my training, right, I have ample time to rest and like I'll be more energized for the next day of schooling. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you have to really make sure to prioritize your schoolwork because I think sometimes CCA work will really seem important to you and you really want to do it. But I think like making time for your schoolwork and especially homework is really, really important.
Well, I definitely agree with you guys. Believe me or not, your 2 years in JC will be up in a blink of an eye. And JC life might seem hectic, so it's really important that you know how to manage your time. So, speaking of prioritizing and time management, what are your commitment levels in your CCAs? I'm sure many students tuning in would want to know.
I would say it is a low commitment and it's quite manageable. So when we are not preparing for SYF or other performances, our CCA session is only once a week. And all members can also pick up the activities that they are interested in, such as tea appreciation, and then plan it out. So for that CCA session, we can just sit down, chill, and drink tea. So I think most of the time, the sessions are very enjoyable and relaxing.
Yeah, I do agree. I feel like all our 4 CCAs are honestly quite manageable and easy to handle. No stress, just relax.
Well, I mean, it sounds like y'all are having a great time in your CCAs. But then, I've heard that many CCAs were affected because of COVID-19 and the SMM rules that came with it. So I just want to ask then, how much of your CCA was affected?
I mean, I think all of us can relate. Like, we were quite sad because of COVID. We were not able to meet in large groups, and like, it was harder to have like physical CCA sessions. So for Malay Cultural Society, right, we decided to have online workshops with external instructors. So like, we learned stuff like our Malay traditional martial arts like silat, and also Malay dance from professionals. So for me, I felt that it was a really fruitful experience because despite it being held online, right, many of my peers, like, it was their first time learning this kind of martial arts or like Malay dance, and like because of that, right, they had like the curiosity and like the motivation to really attend. So I felt that because of that, I really got to learn many stuff with my peers, and it was a really very enjoyable time.
Wow, that's really cool. I mean, you know, speaking of online, I have so much difficulty just trying to learn origami online, but learning martial arts online, okay, that's something else. I never thought that would be possible.
Yeah, and for ICS, we actually had a few bonding sessions in real life during the school holidays in November. But because we have a really large number of members, we actually had to be split into smaller groups for those physical sessions. But I mean, although it's kind of sad that you only get to interact with a very limited number of people, it was still quite fun. And we were still able to form bonds with each other. And we really made sure that we actually used the time really fruitfully, and we made sure that we made a lot of new friends and actually used the time wise.
Wait, so Varsha, despite all the challenges, you all still managed to conduct CCA in real life?
Yeah, actually. It was only a few sessions, but we still were able to enjoy whatever time we had.
Oh, that sounds not bad actually. I mean, for our Japanese club, we kind of shared the same plight as MCS, where we were not able to conduct that many CCA sessions online, physically. And even if we did have physical sessions, we had to restrict the number of people in our group. So we had to end up having a lot of online sessions mainly, where we are not able to bond too much with each other and rather just talking to each other through the mic.
But I mean, it's still good that despite all this, it's good to hear, that you all were still able to have CCA despite SMM rules. So yeah, that's really nice. Well, thank you so much for the insightful sharing, guys. I think I've really gotten to know a lot more about the cultural clubs and also the CCA culture in VJ. And to all our dear listeners, thank you for tuning in to Faces of VJ and joining us today via Victoria. If you'd like to know more about our VJC, do remember to visit our Open House website, games website, and our YouTube channel to catch up on the previous podcasts. Bye!
Bye.